My dark and lovely soul, there's something within you that's awakening, something that you desire to touch. And this isn't like a feeling or anything, this is like power and ecstasy and magic. And we're going to use the cards today to find out what's awakening within you, what you desire to touch, what part of your being or your spirit or your body or whatever it is. There's something within you that's coming to light, coming awake, sparking to passion or whatever it is. And we're going to find that out with the tarot cards. And I don't know. It's going to be pretty cool. Let's find out what that story is. And yeah, I don't know. While I'm shuffling, my name is Lenny Graves, and I'm a tarot card reader, astrologer, psychic medium, demonologist, a magician. I do many fun things. But tonight, I would like to guide you to the part of yourself that you need to explore for whatever reasons the cards show us. So I'm going to blow on the deck. I'm going to hit it like that. I'm going to flip the first card, King Swords. Let's go ahead and flip it. Hit my cards today. I gotta move my chair. Knight of Pentacles. We're gonna pull 3 cards. We're gonna make a story. A Wheel of Fortune. My dark and lovely souls, it's time to let go of your fantasies and make them reality. Well, I know this is a fun reading. A lot of times, and with my clients and the people that I talk to, and people in general, as an empath and a magician, we have so many fantasies that we keep, and we keep them repressed. We don't ever explore them because we're afraid of the judgment we might have in society. Now, there are some fantasies that I don't know if I would particularly, like we want to talk about things that are safe and all that kind of good stuff. But you have things in your head that are quite developed, dreams, situations, kinks, whatever you want to call it. And the universe is saying, now's your time to maybe put that out and get something for it. Oh, that's not the best way to put that. To make it more of a reality. This could be like maybe, and again, this is a real physical thing, my dark and lovely souls, is I really think this is an erotic thing, is you have these fantasies in your life that you are just not indulging them. This might be like a dominant submissive thing. This might be a voyeuristic thing. This might be, they make little apps that can tell you do things. That's not my thing. What my thing is here to tell you is though that the universe is kind of saying, a lot of times what we do in life is we put things in our head and we never actually get a chance to explore them. Some things we can't explore in life. Some fantasies are maybe a little bit too taboo, a little bit too risky or whatever that is. But most of them are pretty explorable. And I find that most people live rather vanilla, for a good term, lives without ever exploring anything outside of that. The universe doesn't want you to do this, my dark and lovely souls. The universe, despite biblical scriptures and such, does not actually want you to be chaste. That's just to kind of keep people from completely indulging in their pan nature. You're put in clothed, if you go with the biblical, is when they said Adam and Eve were clothed in skin of beast, they were not talking about like they had like caveman stuff. It's God would have gave them robes. No, the skin of beast that they're clothed in is the body that you have. And the body that you live in is a very sensual and primal and aggressive thing. And the way that it tracks with your spirit will develop different kinds of fantasies and kinks and all that kind of good stuff. And those need to be expressed, because if you don't express your chaos, if you don't express your lust from time to time, are you really living? No, you're not. So let's pull a couple more cards. So the Star, because this is what you want to do. You're talking about. You're allowed to indulge. I'm not telling you to do something you don't want to do. You're just kind of afraid to do it, right? This is a person who is terrified to go skydiving, right? But then, and I would never actually do it. But I'm Gemini. We don't like heights for some reason. But this is a person who's terrified to go skydiving, and then they go, and it's the best thing in the world, and it's their new thing, and they have a fetish for it, and they're jumping out of planes constantly, right? But they have to do it that first time, and they've been fantasizing about it. They're in their heart, I know I'm a skydiver, because that's a mortal thing. But I know I'm a skydiver, but I'm afraid to do it. You have some thing in your head that's I'd really like to maybe try that, but I'm afraid to do it. I'm not afraid to tell my husband that, or my wife that, or something like that. And the universe is kind of saying, you should maybe go with your wish. Because, you can't make this up with the 3 of Cups. These are the cards are backing me on this. This card, if you know tarot, 3 of Cups. This is your jugs and orgies and just wine and women and having the best time or whatever you like to do. Just don't get arrested, my dark and lovely soul. This is that kind of energy. You need to indulge your fantasies, and you're just not. You're allowed to indulge your fantasies. Everyone is allowed to live. We have an angelic nature and we have a demonic nature, right? You want to kind of keep it probably more on the angelic side. That's how polite society functions most of the time, unless you're an evil wizard like myself. But from time to time, even the most chaste, the most angelic, the most pure nun in the convent must indulge their more primal nature. And then Peter Steele writes songs about that, if you know which one I'm referencing. So I can't make my cards up. You saw me shuffle. Got Ace of Wands after this. You know what this card's about too. It's rather phallic. You are allowed to do this. Indulge your primal passions. Touch the parts of yourself that you need to touch, or the other parts of people that, whatever. I'm not going to go into it. This is just spiritual guidance. This is just spiritual guidance. The energy in this reading, though, you just, young lady or young sir or whatever, you've been reading a lot of books. You've got you got this like whirlwind going on in your head, right? And it's time to let it go. It's time to just have fun with it. I am not the best person to talk to you, so I'm not going to argue chastity for a person. I'm the Wicked Wizard of the West. Let's pull one more card. Death. Oh no, death at the end. No, death is a card of transition. We're going to pull a card after to see which transition into. When you indulge in all these passions, when you stop saying to yourself, hey man, I'm not going to live in my head, I'm going to live in my body. I'm going to live in the skin of beast that I was given, right? And just have a good time for a little bit. Whip out your Hellraiser box, right? See if chain shoot out. Bad advice, don't do that. This is going to profoundly change you, because this is going to end one chapter of your life to another chapter. And where does that take you? The Hermit. To sorrow and loneliness. No. My dark and lovely souls, the Hermit is many things in the tarot. He is also the guy on the cover of Led Zeppelin 4. Is that right? Maybe. Anyway. But who he is not just a dude hanging out by himself or a Virgo. The Hermit is the magician who has evolved. This is not indulging your passions, right? It's not only going to evolve you as a human being. Is that the best word? Evolve you, I guess, will be fine. Change you as a human being, as a mortal, as a person, as whatever you are, my dark and lovely soul. It's going to, when you do this, this ups your spiritual game as well. Because again, we are spiritual creatures. Sex magic is the most powerful and profound kind of magic. I wrote the Libra Erotica. You can find that in my store. You can tap into that more if you explore your nature, if you touch the parts of yourself that need to be touched, if you channel that kind of energy, if you explore that part of yourself, my dark and lovely soul. This is what you need to do. You need to just grab a hold of what you need to grab a hold of and go to town and indulge those fantasies you've been wanting to do and wanting to live out and wanting to explore. And as you do this, you will notice your witchcraft grows. You will notice your charisma grows. You will notice that your general presence in life grows, and that you will be ending one chapter of your life which is left in fantasies and books, and now turning it into a very real thing of reality and very Secretary James Spader type situations and all that kind of good stuff, my dark and lovely souls. There's a real kinky vibe that comes up from the cards. My dark and lovely souls, my name is Lenny Graves, and you can find me at the Lenny Graves. You can find me at The Lenny Graves. It's my website. I might as well throw that out if you'd like a personal reading. And then you can find me at The Lenny Graves on TikTok and YouTube. And you can find me at Dysfunctional Enlightenment on Facebook and Instagram. I know I like to be complicated. If you'd like a private reading, please get one at my website. Don't accept substitutes. I never solicit readings or do friend requests or anything like that, my dark and lovely souls. You are kind of a sexy, amazing, naughty person, my dark and lovely souls, especially in your brain. You got a wicked brain, my dear. Go ahead and take some of those fantasies and make them real. Make them real. I'm your sign from the universe. Indulge it. You're allowed to. The devil will be happy on his throne. My dark and lovely souls, I'm going to go like this. Have the best night, and I mean that in the best way. Touch those parts of yourself that you need to.